Dajahao, my name is Garrick, and welcome back to Taiwan, Laowai. I am a little sniffly today, so I'm sorry if my voice is congested throughout this video. We're just gonna have to deal with that. It's also a very rainy day, so all things considered, maybe not the best day to be filming a video, but we will shoulder on regardless, because today marks the start of a new video series on my channel, Michelin. So, as most of you probably know by now, I love food. Whenever I travel somewhere else, whether it's another city or another country, my favorite thing to do is to learn about it through its food, all the local restaurants, eateries, that sort of thing. And the thought occurred to me one day, you know, Taipei is a big international city. There are probably a lot of Michelin-certified restaurants over there. And you know me, when there are restaurants to track down, I want to track them all down. And so that is what we are going to do over the course of however long it takes. Michelin will be the catalog of my journey to find and eat at all the Michelin-certified restaurants, food stalls, and eateries in Taipei. And I specifically say Taipei because, again, I live in Taiwan, which is right next door to Taipei. It's a very quick hop, skip, and a jump to head over to the capital city of Taiwan for a day. There are Michelin restaurants in other cities in Taiwan, but it's a bit more of a hike to get to those because they're in further away cities. So, except for some special occasions, we're probably going to stick to Taipei. And trust me, that is going to be enough to last us a very long time. Okay, sorry about that. The bus showed up as I was filming a little early, so I had to kind of make a run for it. But yeah, today makes the start of our Michelin. We're just going to do one restaurant today to kick us off nice and slowly and get a sense of how this will, I guess, operate going forward. So I'm currently at the Yongging MRT station, which is a little south of Taiwan. We are going to hop on a subway, and it will take us right into the heart of Taipei. See you then. Alright folks, welcome to Taipei. We're not going to do any real sightseeing today. This is just to check out the restaurant, but I did want to give you a little glimpse of how enormous this city can be. We will have other days to do more proper sightseeing, and I'm sure those will be very fun. But for right now, I think it's time to get some food. Alright, just a quick 7-minute walk to the restaurant from the MRT station, which should give me just enough time to tell you all about the Michelin Guide, for those of you who don't know it. So to make a long story short, the Michelin Guide was actually started by the Michelin Tire Company. You know, the big inflatable tire mascot, that's him. Because back when cars had just been invented in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, the tire companies needed an incentive for people to buy cars and go places and use their tires so they could buy even more tires. And the solution they came up with was publish a guide of all the best restaurants in the area and tell people like, hey, buy our cars so you can take a special journey and travel to all these cool restaurants. And over time that expanded to a worldwide organization where they have like hundreds of secret employees who go around eating at tons of restaurants all around the world and deciding which ones deserve a little extra recognition. So there are essentially 3 levels of Michelin stars that they give out. There's the 1 star, which is like a really high quality place that's worth a stop. There's the 2 stars, which is, you know, super high quality, worth going a bit out of your way to take a visit there. It's worth a detour, I believe they say on their website. And then the illustrious 3 stars, which means this is the best of the best, super high quality, take like a special trip just for this restaurant. But there's also a 4th level, which is basically honorable mentions. It's the Michelin Bib certification. This is one they give out to tons of restaurants all over, like way more than they give stars to. And it's for places that, you know, maybe are not super incredibly exceptional and out of this world, but are still undeniably high quality food and guaranteed to have a very good time there. And it is one of those restaurants that we shall be frequenting today. folks, here we are. Welcome to Taj Indian restaurant. This is like right off the main drag. You can see like a massive road with a highway above over there. And this is like tucked away right into one of the alleys. And just taking a look inside, it looks pretty crowded, pretty festive in there, so I'm feeling positive already.
Afro, Afro, whoa.
I can smell the spices even through my stuffed up nose. That's probably a good sign. One thing I really love about some Indian restaurants in Taiwan is the kind of chairs they use. Like you can see here, if I'm not being too obtrusive, they're very luxurious chairs. They make you feel like a prince when you're sitting in them. So first impressions are really good so far. I ordered just a few items because I don't want to overload myself. If I'm still feeling hungry when I'm done, I'll see if I can order more. And if not, oh well. Alright, we have our cucumber salad. This is like a classic Indian appetizer. It's vegetables, tomatoes, cucumbers, marinated in citrus and spices and herbs. I've never actually had cucumber before, so I don't know what the flavor profile is going to be, but I am very excited to find out. Let's not drop any more. Oh yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, there's definitely some spice to it, but it's not like overwhelming heat spice. It's like sort of an accent in the back. The main flavor profile I want to say is like sour and tangy and vinegary. Like it's a very pungent attack on like the front areas of your mouth. It definitely wakes you up, especially if you've got a stuffy nose like me. So it appears I have chosen wisely today. Man, the more of this I eat, the more it sort of like peppers my tongue. I can feel like the whole front of my mouth sort of buzzing with activity. Well, those are Indian spices for you. They do not play around. Alright, main course has arrived. I'm a massive fan of chicken tikka, so of course I couldn't help but get some of that. This is specifically chicken tikka achari, which is marinated in a few different kinds of herbs and spices than regular chicken tikka, I believe. You can tell the mark of a good Indian restaurant by its curries and its tandoori, so fingers crossed that this is good. Oh yeah, that's good. Ooh, that is waking my mouth up. It's got a very good heat to it. It's like those classic Indian spices heat that spread throughout your mouth and get you buzzing all over. And for tandoori, the chicken is shockingly tender and juicy inside. I find chicken tikka and tandoori can trend on the dry side because of the way they cook it, but this one still got some juice in it. Now I'm wishing I had looked at the menu more closely so I could remember exactly what goes into the blend of spices they rub on the outside of the chicken. I'll have to look that up later and post it in the video. Hey, me from the future, remember to look up chicken tikka achari. What is in that? Post it here. And just in time for the bread to arrive. I didn't get naan this time. I got the lacha paratha. Paratha is an Indian bread made with wheat flour as opposed to naan bread's white flour. And you can see it's sort of rolled into lots of different circular layers stacked on top of each other. And as you can see, it makes it very easy to pull a big swath off like so. First, we're gonna try the bread on its own. It's good bread. It's definitely denser and heavier than naan because of the wheat flour, but it's good. It's very stick to your ribs bread, if that makes sense. Next, we're gonna try it with some of our cucumber salad, see how that goes. That's very nice. Because the bread is so dense, it actually soaks up and blunts a lot of the cucumber's intense pungency and balances it out, which is good because I like the cucumber, but it's got such an intense kick that I'm looking at it like, how am I gonna finish eating all of this? Just put it on paratha. Problem solved. Now let's make things really fun. Put some chicken tikka on the bread. See how that works. that doesn't work as well as with the cucumber, I think. I think it's because the chicken is already so substantial on its own that you don't need to add anything to it. You eat it on its own and it's the full experience. Whereas the cucumber is light and punchy enough to contrast with the heavy mellowness of the bread, so they play off each other well. The chicken is more standalone, and that's okay. Overall, though, this has been a very satisfying lunch so far. I'm gonna finish what I got. I'm gonna see if I'm still feeling hungry. I suspect I will not be, because I can already tell this is sitting pretty heavy, as Indian food is wont to do. But whatever the case, I will see you when I am done. Until then. Whoa, hold the phone, everyone. They just gave me a little dessert. Little bonus, free of charge. No idea what this might be. With jiggling, I want to say some sort of jello. Though it's possibly a rice porridge, looking at all those grains in it. Whatever the case, that was very sweet of them. So, let's see what this is all about. Definitely dessert. That is very sweet. It's definitely some kind of a sweet rice porridge, I want to say. It's probably a specific name for this kind of dessert. I will try and look that up later and put that in the video. Weirdly enough, it reminds me of when I was a kid, and my grandma would sometimes make, like, jello for me and my brother as an afternoon snack. You know, from the box and everything. This is like an upscale version of that, with not quite so much sugar, and a bit of an almost medicinal sweetness, I want to say, weird as that is. It's like that sort of cloying medicine taste that coats the back of your throat, which I know sounds like criticism, but I actually mean that in a good way. This is very nice. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's very mild too, which is a lovely contrast to the spices and intensity of the rest of this meal. They do a good job here. Whew, I am stuffed. That was a very satisfying lunch. Total cost came out to 550 NTD. It's about what I expected. It's Indian food. We're smack dab in the middle of Taipei, so it's gonna be pricey. I definitely agree with the bib certification from the Michelin guide. This is not like a super exceptional Indian restaurant that will change the way you look at Indian food or anything like that. I have a lot of Indian places closer to home in Taiyuan, and they're all about that quality, so they're more convenient. So this is probably not a place I will go out of my way to eat at again, but it was a very good lunch. This is a very good Indian restaurant, so if you are in Taipei for whatever reason and you are hankering for a spot of Indian, definitely recommended. Once again, the restaurant's name is Taj. It's located sort of smack dab in the middle of the main city in Da'an district. If you're taking the metro to this station that I will put up right here, it's like just a 7-minute walk away. Just a 7-minute walk up north from that station. With that said, I'm gonna head back to my apartment, do slightly more productive things for the rest of the day. I have no set schedule for how often Michelin is going to come out. It's probably not gonna be a regular occurrence, just whenever I feel like. As you might imagine, some of these restaurants can get pretty pricey, so I don't want to destroy my bank account on a weekly basis. But this was a very good start, and I look forward to many more to come. Thank you once again for joining me at Taiwan Lao Wai. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell, share with your friends, all that good stuff. And as always, I will see you next time. 再见. Bye-bye.